Kenny Lattimore is on the line. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me this morning.
Listen, man, that song. First, I love Christmas time. Christmas is just an amazing time of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Anybody that's followed and known you know you've been doing it for a while. You've been working in the R&B and music industry for a while. But why now? What made you do a Christmas record?
Well, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine, Dave Kaz, and he does a Christmas tour every year, and this is his 19th year. And I was like, Dave, I just want to be on this tour with you. And Dave says, okay, cool, let's do it. Where's your Christmas album? And I didn't have a Christmas album. So I was like, oh, man, I got to go get a Christmas album, man. So I started talking to some of my friends about that, and they said, well, you know what, Kenny, this is an opportunity to really explore more of your gospel roots and, go back to, who you are, because a lot of America doesn't know that on Sundays, a lot of times I'm leading praise and worship and, doing my gospel music. And then really throughout the week, it's a part of my lifestyle as a Christian as well to incorporate music that's going to inspire and promote the gospel into my life on a daily basis. But, it just opened the door for me to go back and not just do the Christmas music, but thank God for Motown Gospel. I was able to do some other songs that I think will live on through the year.
And I think it's a great array of Christmas music too. A lot of new songs that you had on here, but it's one thing that I love about your sound is it's classic and timeless, but it kind of has a little groove to it. So it's really easy listening.
Oh, thank you.
Really easy.
I appreciate that.
So who were some of the people that you worked with on this project?
Well, Erin Lindsay was my main producer. He was like my Quincy Jones, if you will, or he really pulled everything together, and it was a pleasure to work with him because I think we shared a lot of the same vision when we started out working on the project. So it wasn't like we had to go back and forth and battle it out on what the album was going to be. He just got me. He understood what my processes were and brought it all together and brought in great live musicians. And this is one of the few albums I have not collaborated and done duets and all that kind of stuff on. I just was like, let it be a Kenny Lattimore Christmas, just me, and allow that music to live and do what it's going to do.
Wow. Yeah, Erin Lindsay if people don't know, he's behind some of the biggest hits in gospel music from The Best in Me, Marvin Sapp, and almost all the Israel stuff. He's
never would have made it. Israel Houghton, all that. Yeah.
Man, and he's a legend. Now, we know yourself, Soar Radio is a gospel inspirational station. So we know you do R&B, but, you did a gospel record not too long ago, some years back. Do you think you'll ever do a full gospel record again? Or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was just my way to transition into it as a solo artist. When I was with Shante Moore years ago, we did do the Covered Uncovered, which was a statement of life music, that we were married and there was a romantic love song side, but at the same time we love the Lord. Yeah, 2 discs, so that nobody would be offended if they didn't want to hear the love song. They didn't have to. But we did the gospel album with Fred Hammond, which was quite a pleasure, and there were some solo songs on that as well as a lot of the duets that we did. So I think this has to be a part of my legacy because it's who I am.
Yeah,
it's not just something that I do. R&B music is also part of who I am. It is, singing the love songs is really my way of expressing my ideals about love and life. And my gospel music does the same to show me as body, soul, and spirit.
Man, that was a classic record. I do remember Fred Hammond being on that part with you. The duet CD with you and Shante Moore was incredible. Yeah. Wow, time has flown by. It's crazy it was that long. So
it really has.
We're definitely excited to, possibly hear some more gospel records from you. And since we're talking about gospel, is there any song in gospel right now on radio that you just are in love with, or any gospel song that you just really, really love?
Well, you know who inspired me tremendously over the past years? Anthony Brown and Group Therapy.
Yes.
And huge fan of the album. And Worth is hey,
Classic.
that one. I know it's a huge song for everybody, but you know, you could pick almost anything from that album, and I'm with it.
Yes. Worth is a classic song, and Anthony Brown and Group Therapy vocally are beast. Far to none. So I love it. Once again, Home for the Holidays we played, and Real Love on Christmas. Do you have a favorite on this record?
Oh Holy Night, because it's actually my favorite Christmas song of all time. And I went ahead and just, I'm going to take a stab at it. I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very grateful to Erin's approach to it. When we started talking about it, I was like, I want to sing it like an aria, like more like a classical aria, and not, just a smooth, jazzier or R&B kind of song. And he brought in a gentleman named John Starter to do some string arrangements, and I think they did a beautiful job.
Wow, yeah. Oh Holy Light has been done by so many artists. So I know it has to be pressure sometime, when you do your take of it.
Absolutely. And I think that we kind of separated ourselves. The way we did it is a little different than most people have approached it.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely the twist, even with these new records, which I love. You didn't do this Christmas record just with classics. Now, I love the classics, but you brought your flair and you did a lot of original, and I think that's what makes it great. I've heard the record. I want everybody to go out and get the Kenny Lattimore new project. It's on Motown Gospel, and it's called Kenny Lattimore Christmas, and that's with 2 T's. If y'all don't, I done misspelled his name so many times in 1 T. Listen,
and some of my family do spell him with 1 T, and now that my little cousin Jacob Lattimore is so famous, he's has his Collateral Beauty movie coming out with Will Smith. He spelled this with 1 T. So
I didn't know that was your cousin.
You do have to make that clear. Yeah, a lot of it is just generational. It's not like, oh, that's my mother's sisters. Whether it's not as close, but we've been close through the years and our families and all of that. And we claim each other.
Hey, that there's nothing wrong with that. Well, listen, before you go, and I'm going to once again tell everybody how they can get the record, but I want to ask you, we have a lightning round on Soar Radio. Every time somebody calls in, we have something called the Soar Lightning Round, and we ask all celebrities. So it's the 4th thing that you have, 4 things that comes to mind, real questions. You just answer the first thing that come to mind, all right? You ready? Okay. So first thing, what song, if any, that you could cover on a show that you have yet done? What would it be? R&B, gospel, whatever song?
A song that I could cover.
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
Okay. That's another question. An artist that you have yet, I know you've done a lot of duets and you've at award shows collaborated with a lot of artists. What is one artist that you have not yet collaborated with that you love to?
Yolanda Adams.
Oh, she's dynamic. She's definitely
been friends for years and have not done anything yet. So,
but listen, if it happens, you heard it first on Soar Radio. The Yolanda Adams and Kenny Lattimore. Now, third question. Now we know you haven't per se done reality TV, but we've heard your name on reality TV. Would you ever do reality TV?
Nope.
No,
I would not, unless it were. It not in the context of the lifestyle reality TV shows. If there was a purpose, it depends on if you consider. And I know I'm giving you a long answer.
No, go ahead.
I guess no is my quick answer. But if it was a show like HGTV or a cooking show, those are like contests. Some of those are like reality shows as well. I don't even mind making appearances on some of them. Like my friends, Flex and Shanice have one. I would go on their TV show, but. I think that
not just follow your life
TV shows. Yeah, I don't think so, because sometimes it's still not totally my life. It's somebody else's agenda attached to my life and whatever they want to say and whatever stories they want to make up. A lot of things are scripted reality.
So true.
And and I lived through that. I lived through not being a cast member on a reality show, but somehow I was a cast member.
You were brought up a lot.
No voice. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting.
So I hope you were getting a check for being brought up a lot.
No, I was not getting a check. That was my problem. I was like,
Uh-oh.
y'all not even paying me. If you're gonna try to destroy my brand, you need to pay me some money.
Well, TV1, y'all owe him. No,
But they couldn't. I knew they couldn't do that anyway because no weapon formed against us can prosper. So I knew they could not destroy my brand. But I think in the end they were trying to put me in a position where I would want to be on the show to set the record straight. But I was like, no, I know who I am. I don't really need your show for that. So. But
and your
work,
work,
your money, and hey,
your work has shown, and you continue to stand. And you know what? I commend you. I wasn't going to say that, but I commend you too for how you have handled yourself through all of that. You haven't once bashed anybody, so I commend you that. And I know you have kids too, so you've been very mindful of that.
Absolutely.
Thank
you so much.
The last question: who is somebody possibly that's a friend of yours, that's a celebrity that people may not know that you guys are cool?
Who would they not know that I'm really cool with?
Or who would people be surprised?
I'm thinking everybody knows. Surprised. That's a good question. It's interesting because the word friend is very delicate to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a lot of close associates. I think one of my closer celebrity friends, but I think people might already know, is Eric Benet. I don't know.
Yeah, Eric Benet. That's another singer.
But that might be kind of people know.
Another no. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us once again. A Kenny Lattimore Christmas. Tell people where they can get it and how they can connect with you on social media.
Well, you can go to KennyLattimore.com, and everything encompassing is there. So if you want to hear about shows, like I'm out touring with Dave Koz right now, which has been brilliant, Valerie Simpson and Jonathan Butler. And you can also click on my catalog, and I think it'll take you to Amazon if you want a physical CD, or you can go to iTunes actually and get it. But I'm on social media, Instagram and Twitter and all of that, at Kenny Lattimore. And if you're a big Facebook person, you can go to official Kenny Lattimore. I've had some imposters.